Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 763A, and today's date is September 11th, 2015, and the title of this episode is The American Dream is Over, and it will not improve anytime soon. Now, before I get started, I just want to make an announcement. Tomorrow, Saturday, I'll be uploading an interview with Trey Knippa. I had him on before. He's going to be giving us an update of what is going on in the Asian markets and here in the United States. So if you are on the X22Report.com email alert system, you will get an email from me. If you joined up to the X22 Report Spotlight YouTube channel, YouTube should send you an email. If not, you can go right over to YouTube, type in X22 Report Spotlight, and you can see the video. Or you can come to the X22Report.com site. You'll see the video on the right-hand side. Let's get right into the economic collapse financial news. We're going to head out to the Eurozone. And we know the Eurozone is pushing the meme that they're in a recovery. Look at our GDP. We just revised the numbers. They look good, don't they? That means we're in a recovery. But we're starting to see that there is no recovery. I mean, even the European Central Bank Executive Board member was out there saying that the economic growth in the Eurozone is still so weak, it can't create a sufficient number of jobs to boost growth in the Eurozone. Yeah, because when you look at the circumstances in the Eurozone, where the central bankers step in and they say, listen, you need to do what we want. Raise taxes, penalties, whatever you have to on the people. Make sure they don't have jobs. There'll be no growth. There'll be no industry. And we're just going to pile on debt. How can the Eurozone possibly create jobs under this type of plan? They can't. And we have proof. Look at Greece. Look at Spain, Portugal, Italy. They've been telling us the same thing for years. That all of a sudden, everything's going to be so much better. Unemployment's going to go way down. We're going to see manufacturing really pick up, but we're seeing none of it. And their words are starting to come on deaf ears. I mean, even the president of France, the people say, okay, it's enough with him saying that we're in a recovery and unemployment's going to get better, because every time he says this, unemployment gets worse. So people stopped believing him. So he stopped regurgitating the lie. He still does now and then, because he knows the people do not believe him. Here in the United States, we're moving towards that. I mean, if we look at the UMich consumer confidence, it has tumbled to 12-month lows. Hope basically has collapsed. I mean, it tumbled from 83.4 to 76.4. The lowest in a year, as 73% of the respondents cited negative economic development, seeing a weaker economy due to, guess what? Global growth slowdown. The economy not doing well. So the reality for many people right now, it's starting to sink in. Something is wrong. And they understand it just doesn't feel right. And I know Obama says we shouldn't feel. We should just believe whatever he says and what statistics they're putting out there. Just believe those. Those show you we're in a recovery. I mean, you might feel like you're not making enough. You might feel like you're going to be laid off at any minute. You might feel like you're not getting that job after the layoff. But those are ridiculous feelings. Just believe that we're in a recovery and unemployment is at 5.1%. I mean, realistically, they could just make it 4%. Who cares anymore? I mean, does it really matter? Because all they do is say, okay, here's another 300,000 people. We're just not going to count those people. They don't want jobs. So it doesn't even make sense. And when we look at the job situation, just in the energy sector around the world, It has reached 200,000 job cuts. 200,000. And there are more on the way. I mean, they continually tell us that we're in this fantastic recovery, but every time I look at retail, consumer spending, the housing market, the real numbers for unemployment and the real GDP numbers, guess what? Not seeing it. I mean, if we're doing so well, why would Macy's close their stores? Why would surfwear retailer Quicksilver Inc. file Chapter 11 and basically have 27 locations go out of business by the end of the year? If everything is fine, because I remember when it was fine. Actually, I remember the good feelings when everyone was doing well, making money. And retail, guess what? It was expanding. Strip malls were being built. Malls were being built. Stores were opening left and right. They were hiring people. You could find a job in no time. It's not like that anymore. It's completely falling apart. I mean, we see the Baltic Dry Index. It is imploding. Down now 818 points. Normally at this time of year, it shoots up. Because factories are going to produce, they're going to manufacture, because we have the holiday seasons coming up. We're not seeing that. We're seeing the opposite effect right now. And for many people, the American dream, it's over. And it's not getting better anytime soon. The people that were hit back in 2008, most of them, the majority of them, have never recovered fully. A lot of people lost their homes. A lot of people lost their retirement. And they never got the same job they had before making the same pay. It was a lot less. So those people who were living in their homes might be living in an apartment now. They might only have one car. And they might be making a lot less money. Some people weren't even that lucky where they could never find a job. And they're living in tents, under bridges. I mean, I know someone who just got laid off, and they have been talking to me saying, you know, it's very difficult finding work at the same pay rate. I mean, every time I put my resume in, you think like, okay, this would be a good job. I hear nothing from the companies. Something doesn't make sense. But if you believe the corporate media and the U.S. government, they're telling you that, yeah, there's tons of job openings. There's plenty of jobs out there. Now, yes, are there low-paying jobs? Yes, there are. But when you were making 90 or 80 or 70,000, those people want that same job or close to it. So right off the bat, they're not going to go, okay, you know something? I have a family of 2, 3. I'm living in the house. I have a car payment. Let me go to a job that pays $25,000 a year. They're not going to do it right now. They're going to hold out and look for that higher paying job. But if we look at all the corporations right now, they're laying off people. Actually, childhood poverty right now. It's terrible. And that means the parents are not working. Or they're working but not making enough. I mean, the child poverty is far more prevalent than annual figures suggest. This is coming from a new paper. Nearly 2 in every 5 U.S. children spending at least 1 year in poverty before they turn 18 years old. There's a lot of kids coming out of college who can't find work. And they might find these part-time jobs, but they have to live with their parents. A lot of their parents got laid off and cannot find work. This economy is accelerating right now towards a collapse. That's where we're headed. I mean, the German finance minister, he's out there saying, you know, we're moving in a very dangerous direction. And this is coming from Wolfgang Schäuble. And he is admitting that what's happening right now with the excess global liquidity, the market bubbles, the global economy is completely awash in more public and private debt relative to GDP. And this is basically the worst it's been since World War II. I mean, he's saying we're heading down a path that is very, very dangerous. And we know we are. We know this cannot go on. It can't. It won't. And we're starting to see things break. We're starting to see more retail stores close down. I mean, they're going to be closing during this holiday. They already made the decision because they know this holiday season is not going to help them. Housing sales are falling. The market is hugely fluctuating up and down. These are all red flags. We've been tracking all of these, and we know it's coming. And we know we need to get prepared for this. I mean, I know I say this quite a bit, but we have to continue doing what we're doing. Do not stop, because we don't know what they're going to throw at us. Yes, we talked about cyber attacks. Yes, we talk about physical attacks. Yes, we talk about how people will not expect what is going to happen. And no matter how much we talk about this, no matter how much we say, it really doesn't matter, because when you're in it, it's always different. It's always worse than what we really thought. And again, you have different feelings as it occurs. And this is why you need to be prepared with, food, water, toiletries, weapons to protect your family, cash on hand, gold and silver. Continue stocking this stuff up. You don't want to be out there at the last minute. If you're just starting now, you can go to lifereliance.com. They have everything: food, seeds, water filtration systems. You can customize your packages. You can go to Sam's Club, BJ's, Costco. You can buy the canned goods. You can buy water. You can buy everything in bulk. Go to Amazon. You can get equipment there. I mean, I pick up Life straws, and this is nice because you can take them and drink the water, and it filters out 99.999% of the harmful bacteria, and it's just something good to have. And I always seem to pick up a couple more each time. And there's many other things that I do pick up, and I just order those, directly from Amazon. It's not a big deal. And it's good to continually do it. And if you don't have enough money to do something, do a little bit at a time. But again, how much time do we have? So you're going to have to judge this for yourself and what you feel comfortable with. And we all need to be prepared, because it's coming. No doubt about it. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.